25-year-old Sulia Nanthavong has worked for Sunlabob for the last 2 years and is now African project manager for the company.
We are living in Vientiane, in the big city that have everything. Whatever I need, I can find in Vientiane, right? But I sometimes travel to villages in rural area of Laos. It is good that we come to the village, we bring the lights for them. It feels like we have experience and we understand what people need. We talk with people, we talk with villagers, and we listen to what they want also, and then we adapt our system to match with their needs.
Sunlabob provides a variety of energy products for people living in remote areas. These range from home lighting systems, refrigerators used in rural health centres to store medicines, rechargeable solar lanterns that can be hired daily, solar water pumps, which provide irrigation to fields, increasing villagers' crop yields, to complete independent village grids in extremely remote areas, using a combination of solar, hydro and diesel generator power. The company was established in 2001 by a German former development worker, Andy Schroeter, who felt he'd spotted a gap in the market.
There is a demand, I realized this, and I thought maybe a good opportunity to start a business here in Laos, in rural electrification, in renewable energy. The first time when I came to Laos was in '95. My wife and me, we were working in a food security program in the northern part of Laos. And we lived in this really remote area, far away from access to electricity, far away from access to water. We had no medical service in this time. So we lived there for about 4 to 5 years. And then in 2000 the project was finished and we moved down to Vientiane. I started then with founding Sunlabob.
Andy Schroeter's understanding of rural life in Lao PDR helped him to focus on what he saw as the essentials.
People from rural areas, they don't have the money to pay cash, to put the money on the table and saying, hey guys, give me a solar unit. So this is why I started very soon to think about and then create other methods to reach the people.
His idea was for Sunlabob to become an energy provider that would bring affordable electricity to villagers on a rental basis. The same kind of service that people normally pay for in electrified areas. But to do that, experience told him that he needed to establish a network of trusted people at village level. Now, using his knowledge of rural life, Andy has developed a franchise network that can respond to the villagers' needs for electricity and which can maintain the equipment.
The first step was creating a franchise network. This is proven technology. This technology is good for the next 20 years, but requires maintenance. And this is a problem from other projects before, not so often focused on these issues, maintenance. Who is doing the maintenance? Who can provide this? Who can provide spare parts in rural areas?
And Sunlabob has been successful. The company has a presence in all of the country's provinces. But recently, the rise in oil prices have led in turn to large increases in the costs of raw materials for Sunlabob's products. Materials such as batteries and copper wiring. And here, that increase in production costs can't simply be passed on to Sunlabob's customers, as the villagers are too poor to pay more. So Sunlabob has been forced to look to other potential markets and to try to expand the business abroad.
We realized that the market in Laos is quite small. So then we need to go further. We need to search for more customers. That's why that we get in contact with our African friends.
A group from East Africa, led by the Ugandan entrepreneur Ramsey Magambo, is visiting Lao PDR for the first time to have a look at Sunlabob's operation and to finalise plans on a franchise deal, which aims to bring Sunlabob's business model to Africa.
So our friends from Uganda, Mr. Ramsey and Mr. Rono, then Mr. Amurusi from Tanzania has arrived at the airport. So I just want to give them a warm welcome, that we are really looking forward to see them here in Vientiane.
This is my first time to Southeast Asia, it's in Laos specifically. It's my first time and the place is wonderful.
Ramsey Magambo works for a company called TSSD, Technical Specialist Services for Rural Development.
At the moment now we are going into renewable energy. In Uganda there is great potential for renewable energy, especially when it comes to solar.
The first item on the Africans' agenda is to visit Sunlabob's main office and workshop in the capital, Vientiane. They meet with Andy Schroeter, who gives them a crash course in the Lao rural electrification business and a history of Sunlabob's activities to date.
This is why when I started the business here, we had 4 competitors. And these guys were focusing on the fast money, means NGOs, government organizations, whatever. Selling the material, money in my pocket, out of my mind. Yeah. And this is the wrong way, because the solar material is made for long term. And so we have to provide, we have to focus on maintenance service, we have to focus on after-sales service. And we have to focus on the end users, the NGOs. They are here for 2 years, for 5 years, and they left. So we have to focus. Successful business is a long-term strategy in these countries.
The concept itself, not the technology as such, but the business concept is so unique. It's so unique. Most of the services, especially the home systems, those people are based in towns, and the majority are in Kampala alone. They are not thinking about the poor. No, they don't have that idea. Where we are taking it, it will sell, it will work.
The time now where you are here, we really should use the time to try to discuss as much as possible.
I expect a lot of things to get from Laos, especially the knowledge. This is south to south transfer of knowledge. We are not looking at just doing business, but how can we import knowledge from Asia to Africa beyond being business partners? We are looking at something at another level.